Alright, hey YouTubers. So today looks like the first day of spring. It's about 8 degrees here. Things are melting, and the only challenge is all my ice and snow is turning to mud. But it's warm, so I'm not going to complain. So here's the latest update. As you can see, we got the air cleaners on. As I mentioned in the last video, we're going to get those stainless steel panels put in. So I did that. Looks pretty good. Put some new lights in there. What else? Well, I did take the headlights off. I'm actually going to go with J brackets and single 7-inch round. So I'll pick those up from 4 State Trucks probably in the next video. As you can see, I threw a duck on there. My daughter says it's the shiniest thing on the truck. I think that's pretty cool. I got took the bug deflector off the front so the duck stands out a little more. What else? See, as you can see, I took the fuel tanks off and the air tanks off. I've started sandblasting now that it's warm. I wanted to get new tanks, but unfortunately new tanks are about $2,000 a piece. So I'm gonna have to make these guys work for now. But I think I'm gonna sandblast it. I think that'll look better than the crusty paint that's on there. So I'll sandblast those and probably paint the brackets and sandblast the tanks, paint the tanks, and put those back on the truck. What else? Oh, one thing that was kind of interesting was I was under the impression that, well, someone had told me that perhaps the previous owner somewhere along the line had taken off the front brakes. As you can see, there's no front brakes on this truck. However, in checking with my friend Aaron at Peterbilt, Stall Peterbilt, we looked at the serial number, and this truck never came with brakes. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I looked into it, and you can actually still CVIP a truck that didn't come with the front brakes originally, as long as it's not a body job, as long as you're pulling a trailer. So if I wanted to turn it into a gravel truck, then I'd have to add front brakes. But since it's probably going to be pulling trailers, no biggie on that. Inside, last weekend was cold. It was about -15, so I kind of hid in the truck and took the floor out. I finally was able to get to the tower that mounts the auxiliary shifter, and which moves these rods back and forth, which selects your gear in the 4-speed auxiliary transmission. Now, as a lot of the YouTubers had suggested, the stub shaft on the bottom of the gear shift was just worn to a nub, and it's supposed to actually have like a half moon kind of piece on it that fits between the slots. So I took it to a local machine shop in West Edmonton, Dino's Machining. He was a nice guy and was willing to take a look at it and build up the build it up and then machine the flats out and put a new end. So that'll hopefully tighten up the 4-speed shifter. Then I'll put a new floor in it, at least a new wood floor. I'm probably going to start pulling out the interior, but I'm going to save that for a rainy day. Now that it's not snowing anymore, I'm sure it's going to start to rain, so I need a project to hide in the truck on those particular days. So I'll pull out the interior, and as I said, I'm going to get an interior from the day cab company. Probably go all original. The sleeper is a gray interior, so I'll probably go gray and black. Gray on the doors, and then black carpet, and then black carpet in here. What else? The original Jake brake, the original owner, or the previous owner, had the Jake wired up to one of these rocker switches, and so I went and picked up an authentic Jake brake switch from Peterbilt. The wipers, I've actually pulled those out. I believe I'm going to go with the Dirks electric conversion. That just looks like such a nice kit. I'm just going to have to save up and cough up the 800 bucks for that and get that done. I just don't want to invest in the air switches because they're still leaking the more I play with them. Pulled the steering wheel, put the old rusty one on eBay, and I got a nice 22-inch mahogany from Peterbilt. It was the biggest one I could find. Chrome spokes, gonna look real nice. Put that on there. I'm gonna tip this back and paint that though before I put the new steering wheel on. And then once we get it driving, probably wheel it over to Crystal Glass and get some new windshields put in it. It's funny, they said they can't get a windshield for a truck this old, but they can get, it's just flat glass. So she said they could cut it for about $150 a side. So then we'll have new windshields. What else? I was thinking maybe I'll just pull steel in the floor and have it like Rooster's rat rod. If you look that up on YouTube, he had no floor in his hot rod. It's pretty cool. But don't drop your cell phone. Okay, so today it was a project at the beach. It was sandblasting day. So I got the pot sandblaster finally going, and it actually works quite well. I had to connect two air compressors together in parallel in order to have enough CFM to make it work. But as you can see, cleaned it out quite nice. So we'll get that painted up. What else? Oh yeah, I had mentioned that the seals were leaking here. I'll just take this off. Set that down. So as you can see, it's all greased up in there. So I'm going to take this all apart, clean it all out of there. Brakes in, new seals. Pull the axles out, check the bearings. But as you can see, these drums are garbage. If I can get the cracks. I don't know if you can see that, but they're just nasty. So they're not worth saving. Yeah, there you go. So Fort Garry wants about $200 a drum, so I'll have to get that. At least new drums will be good and safe. You can see I pulled the airbags. They were a job, but actually the worst job of all so far in this truck was pulling the old 30-30 brake pots. They were just an absolute nightmare. I had to cut every bolt off. But I guess that's what happens with 40 years of salt. It just starts to get a little rusty underneath there. But we'll put new bags in, we'll put new pots, new air lines. I think I'm going to go with either plastic or rubber lines. I'm not going to go with these heavy industrial braided ones to save some cost. I know a lot of the new trucks, they just go with plastic, so that should save a little and still be safe. If the new trucks use it, then I'm sure I can as well. So as you can see, this side was sandblasted. Probably went through about 8 or 9 bags of sand to get this side done, but turned out quite nice. Pulled the fenders off, as you can see, and cleaned it all up. It's looking good. It should paint up real nice. I even sandblasted underneath here. When I do take the sleeper off, I'll finish the job and get the top of the rails, but I figure for now, since I'm already sandblasting, I might as well clean it up and just keep going. But that's basically it. I haven't touched the motor, haven't started it in a while, but at least we got the air cleaners on. I want to make sure I get the back end done. That's the most important thing right now. Trying to work my way forward. But once I finish sanding or sandblasting the frame, we'll start building the back end up, working our way forward, and we should have this thing on the road at least hopefully the next few months. But there's the update little by little.